in a way that you want them to change. But what he promised is guidance. Included in this is even patience. The difference between someone who buckles under problems and someone who doesn't is patience. Which tells you, wait a minute, if I'm not having patience and you just told me that Allah doesn't give me more than what I can handle, then where is it? Then I should have patience. The answer is no. It depends on whether or not we're seeking Allah more and more. So if we find ourselves, and by the way, don't blame yourself and don't be harsh with yourself either. Sometimes we're so harsh with ourselves that when we don't have the patience, we start blaming ourselves, we start accusing ourselves of lack of faith, and don't do that. Remember I said journey? The Latif has deemed that you still need more to become more patient in your life. Remember, don't expect to go 0 to 60 even in your patience overnight. It's cultivated. Cultivated. So how do you build it? This is the question. Here it is. It's all about spiritual ammunition. Allah Azza wa Jalla demands that we, remember earlier when I mentioned that the powerful formula of healing, it's action. Get up and do something. Spiritually, to nurture more patience, Allah wants you to get up and do something spiritual. Because your patience is not something you can just think, I'm going to be patient right now. And you become patient. It doesn't happen that way. You don't think it happens. It's something like literally fuel in your heart from the One. He gives it to the seeker. And the seeker has to do something. So I'm going to tell you a few things that do it. Very simple. Very simple. Open the Quran. Allah promised in the Quran it gives you energy, therapeutic energy. I promise you, brothers. Allah promises, not me. That He says within the Quran is a mercy, energy, healing, guidance. Guidance means He's going to open your heart to see things, understand things, have patience and strength. Quran, believe it or not, you open it with trust. You make wudu and you seek it for healing without distrusting it though. Allah will deliver healing to your heart and patience. He'll make you patient. That's number one. Quran. You cannot do it without the Quran. You distance yourself from the Quran, your heart will start becoming rusty and lose all the energy and patience. Even if it's a little thing in your life. Don't you see people on the road over a little traffic start honking and cursing, and that life is like we start thinking like we have the worst disasters in our lives, while somebody might be losing people in their life and they're so patient. Look at the people in Syria right now, what they're going through. And where do they come up with the patience? We cannot imagine living their lives. Isn't it true? But Allah gave many of them patience. How? It's from Allah. It's not the magnitude of the problem. It's whether Allah intervened to give you the spiritual sustenance. Quran delivers it, but do it consistently. The mention of Allah's name. The Prophet ﷺ said, Jaddidu imanakum. He looked at the companions and said, renew your faith. They said, how? The Prophet of Allah. He said, say La ilaha illallah repeatedly. So mentioning the expression, no God but Allah as a mantra, dhikr, resuscitates your heart. How often do we sit down and make dhikr? Salah on the Prophet. This is one of the most abandoned practices. Brothers and sisters, I swear to you, personally, I've lived this, I've seen it. If I lose a thing, I make salah on the Prophet, and wallahi, 9 out of 10 I'll find it. I swear, I'm like, it's amazing. But do it with trust. Salah on the Prophet. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Muhammad. The Prophet ﷺ said to someone who said, O Prophet of Allah, if I say your name a lot and I make salah on you, what will happen? He said, Allah will suffice you all of your needs and open doors for you from places you least expect. How many of us sit down and make 100 salahs on the Prophet every day? I promise you, you're going to have, inshallah, beautiful patience. Make salah on the Prophet. Get up in the morning, pray Fajr. Right? And if you go through problems, get up at night. Preferably in the last third of the night. Before the adhan of Fajr. Pray 2 rakats. Prolong your sujood and make dua. Wow. Talk about healing. If we don't do these things, spiritual practices, don't expect your heart to be strong. Quran, dhikr, salah at the bottom of the night, and dua. It's not complicated. We complicate faith so much. I'm telling you, we have complicated Islam and the relationship with Allah so much. We think of it through knowledge, and Allah is accessible, is near. All doors can close, but not the door of Allah. Instantaneous. Faith is instantaneous if you want it, but if you have to walk the path. It goes up and down. But the therapy and the formula is there. We keep going around it. We resist it. We want people to help us, answer our questions. And we're like, keep thinking it. Wallah, I've dealt with people, I beg them, read the Quran. They're like, but I need the help right now, the answer. I say, read Quran. Allah will guide you. Right? Resistance, because our hearts are so consumed by life. We don't see the relevance of this. Right? The spiritual realm is inaccessible to our minds because we've shut ourselves down because of our actions. Because remember, evil deeds and sins burden you, blind the heart. So remember that as well. Like, too much either transgression or sin suck the life out of your energy. Just as Quran delivers it to you, sins remove the energy and the light. But it's there. It's accessible. What if you've been struggling? What's the therapy? The healing is for you to get up and do something right away, and Allah says, I'll heal you. Remember I said it earlier? It's powerful. That's your challenge right now. How do I start? But sisters, Allah promises healing and forgiveness, but we got to do something to change our lives. It's not going to just come to you without change. You make dua, but we're not making changes in our lives. Begin with one change, and powerful things happen. We keep waiting, and I'm like, are we conscious of our lives that we need to invest and change? It's not hard. And Allah says, you take a step, I take multiple. You come walking, I come running. And then He says in a hadith, I become the eyes with which you see, the ears with which you hear, the hands with which you strike, and the feet with which you walk. What does He mean? You know what He means? He's going to guide your limbs. Like as if you're like being walked by something mysterious. Making you feel your way, know your way, and your limbs will start loving to do the good things. So initially maybe Quran was difficult, getting up in the morning is difficult, now it becomes like, oh, so easy. Because Allah is working here. So patience is built, but give yourself time, and spiritual practices. So wherever you are, here's what I would say. You say, okay, but I'm doing things. I would say increase them. You're always being summoned to increase. Status quo is not enough, no matter where you are. So I'm here. Let me draw this map in your mind for you. You have your current condition spiritually. You have an optimal self spiritually. Isn't it true? Like all of us dream of, I hope, we have dreams about becoming better, right? Like you think of yourself, like, I'd like to become that righteous person, like that image in your head of my relationship with Allah, of where your faith should be, your patience, everything. So we have the destination, the goal, and there is you right now. The distance between them is what I would call your spiritual path. Does that make sense? Think of it as a math formula. There's the you, which is always deficient. Unless you guys think, mashallah, I'm so perfect, but alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen. Like, no need for change right here. This is a blessing, mashallah. Earth, here I am. So, and there is a part of us that might recognize we're not perfect. We need to change. By the way, I tell you, most people don't think they need change. They're like, mashallah, they're so perfect. Many know they're not, they need to change. Alhamdulillah, Allah at least gave them the insight to see they need to improve. They look at their future like, or that possibility like, but I can never do that. So they never undertake the path. While others think, okay, that's the future, I gotta start taking steps. The path itself is called the spiritual path. So what I just shared with you is steps in what's called the spiritual path to take you from a current you into a new you. Because actions change your psychology, your emotions, your pathology, your spirituality, everything. You become a new person. You're evolving. Just as we physically evolve, spiritually evolve. Like there's a new you waiting. Without the spiritual path, you will never become a new you. What a sad thing when I see people who are like a certain way at 20 years of age, I see them at 50 and 60 the same way. There's nothing more tragic. That we live 20 and 30 years and we're still the same people, the same complaints, same problems, same thoughts. Nothing has evolved. I'm telling you, be scared if 1 year from now you have the same thoughts and insights into life or perspective. Be scared. You should be like, oh, I'm in trouble. Right? Makes sense? You gotta ask yourself, am I improving? But the improvement will never take place without a path. Got a couple more minutes, inshallah. Make sense, sister? Musab? Any other questions or comments, inshallah?
I was just thinking that, sometimes what comforts me is looking at, my pain and suffering as a way to get back to Allah. And then looking back at when I thought I was happy, I was just too immersed in, dunya or, material things. And so I kind of, try to appreciate that time when I'm in pain and, suffering.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wallahi, if nothing else, we always look for purpose. And when we're thinking of purpose behind our pain, we always think also materially. Maybe Allah's saving the bigger car for me, the bigger thing for me. It's always material. What about the grandest purpose behind your pain is that you get closer to Allah? Jazakallah khair for saying this. Because I was so immersed and He put me through that pain and that privation to make me see that I need Him. That's it. He can take it all. The Prophet ﷺ, when everything was taken away, he said, oh Allah, if you're not angry with me, then I don't care. What a beautiful lesson of life. Oh, it was all about me and you. You see, how many of us can see this? Allah can take everything away from you right now and it doesn't matter. And He says, don't think the giving and taking, it's like, I'll give you or take from you anytime. It's all going to happen for a reason. But the grandest thing that this is all about is that you see me. You get close to me. You see that, oh Allah, I have you, then I don't need anything else. I can take your wealth, health, family, everything, but you have me. Whenever we delay that lesson, we're going to further the pain in our lives. If you get that, wallahi, if Allah is giving you that insight, it's from Allah. You see, your ability to see this is from Allah. That's the guidance that we're talking about. He could have had you not see it. He could have given you the beautiful patience, but patience to have just your problems resolved. Not understanding it doesn't matter. You have Allah. He'll work it out for you. And He'll take care of you. And you know what? Nothing is going to harm you. Even the harm is a good thing. Does it make sense? But it's all about your relationship with Allah. The fact that you got closer, you've achieved the goal behind the trial. May Allah bless you. Alhamdulillah, that's a wonderful insight.
So that changes in the Ma'anosi Yusra to me now. That whole...
Sorry?
In the Ma'anosi Yusra?
Yeah.
That whole thing changed in my head now because I feel like I would used to think about the Yusra being the opposite of the struggle, where it might just be more
beautiful.
Like what you're talking.
That's true. Yeah. So He said with the trial and the hardship is the yusr, the facility and the abundance. So how does that, wait a minute, I'm still having my problem, you said it. That somehow He'll guide you to perceive it as a blessing. To have the patience, to see Allah in the middle of it. That's the ultimate yusr. When we think of yusr, we think it has to be solved. We're not understanding. It's not about the problem being solved. It's about you seeing Allah. That's it. That's the ultimate yusr. Now He can open the door for you to show you He can do it. Sometimes I need to prove to you that I can do things. So I'll say, okay, let me fix it for you. But it's not for it to be fixed. It's for you to learn that I can do it for you. So that you can trust me now. Make sense? That's why Allah sometimes opens the doors for us, to see, to trust Him. But after you've trusted Him, now, if He doesn't open the door in the future, don't start distrusting Him. Yusr is still there. That's a very amazing insight. And they're coupled, but it's subtle. Remember the Latif? Subtle and discreet. It's already there. But it's a matter of whether Allah opens your heart to see it, to see the abundance and the good in it. You can be in a raging ocean, but you're all in peace. So we need to ask Allah for that peace. But also peace and faith is attained through action. That's really, you have to understand, brothers and sisters, what we talked about today is not just thoughts in the head. We built our knowledge today about, alhamdulillah, by the permission of Allah. By the way, I want to tell you something. As a One of the manifestations of the name of Allah, Al-Latif, today, is that He brought you here to hear about His name. Is it random? It was not random. Whoever you saw today, is it random? Not random. The fact that you had those insights today, whatever they are, they're your personal thing. Were they random? Not random. Allah willed for you, you see, you look at your entire life, for you today, at this time, at this second, to learn this thing. And everybody learned something different today. These are the insights that Allah willed in your journey. Remember the germination of the seed growing? Subhanallah. Nothing is random. Al-Latif is ever present discreetly, taking you from stage to stage, step to step, at the right time for you to flower in a beautiful way. But we need to keep going. Show up to things, brothers and sisters. Make an effort. Wallahi, I was so happy to see you today. Made the journey from Baltimore. Alhamdulillah. Like, what a blessing. It was a blessing. It's not easy to show up to things. That's spiritual journeying. That's like, I'm going to get up, I feel something, and I need to, Allah summoning me. I need to figure out how to get closer to Allah. I'm going to take steps. Summer is coming, but let me conclude on this. Summer is coming. Finals are coming. Have faith in Allah. Do your best. Don't worry. Allah, say Bismillah. Ya Allah, facilitate. Allah will facilitate. That grade is not going to wreck your life. Do your best though. You got to utilize the means. But rest assured, Allah has it mapped out for you. If you do your part. Right? Trust in Allah. Make dua. Take steps in your spiritual path to realize your potential, inshallah. Summer is coming. Do something with yourself. And whoever's not signed up for the Center for Muslim Life, make sure you subscribe because we're going to have activities in the summer, inshallah. We're already planning a few things. Even like some gatherings, inshallah. And we're planning a couple of, not just the retreat at the end of July. I'm going to tell you, it's going to fill up quickly. You see that, make sure you're on the newsletter. I'm going to tell you right now. Because we have probably going to close it at, we're thinking 80 or 100 maximum. And there's so much interest in the area for the retreat. So it's gonna, Allah knows, I'm expecting it to fill up very quickly. Don't postpone. Like, sign up quickly. Because I want to see this group at least in the retreat, inshallah. If you're not subscribed to the Center for Muslim Life, you're not going to know when it is. Make sure you give me your information today. Number 2, we're going to have other activities. We're already planning things after Ramadan. At least 3 major events and outings and, inshallah, like trips, inshallah, in the area. After inshallah Ramadan, if you're interested as well, you're around. These are the things, inshallah, that can help you with your connections, attachments, and growth. Because for most people, summer is squandered. So this is at least a good action thing that you can do. Just give me your email address, inshallah. I think a lot of you are on it, but some of you are not. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah bless you, inshallah. If you need anything, I'm here after Salah. I think next Tuesday will be... How many people will be here next Tuesday if we have a session? Because I'm debating whether to have it or not. Raise your hand. Hi. Okay. Inshallah, okay, I'll come back, inshallah, for another session next week, inshallah. But keep an eye on the newsletter because there is a possibility it might get cancelled next week. At which point this will be the last session of the semester. And again, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere, inshallah. I'm here in the summer. So, but make sure, brothers and sisters,